Bro Talk Podcast. I'm Dolby.
And I'm Ives.
And we're coming to you pre-recorded through your ear holes from the DI Bro Talk studio in Richmond, Virginia, aka my spare bedroom. It is October 22nd, 2017. And this is episode number 15.
Ooh.
Hey, Ives.
Yeah.
Let's crack open a cold one.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah.
And
shoot the whoop.
Shoot the whoop.
You know what? I really want to make my next beer one that is just in a can form because, you know.
Yeah. Have you gotten a single can since we've done this?
No, because all porters and stouts and that one IPA that I have, they've all been bottle format.
And I've gotten like half and half cans and bottles.
Yeah, because IPAs and goes is...
Oh,
shoot. Party foul.
I suck.
Party foul.
Oh God.
What was I saying about having the cans again? Yeah, that's not cool.
Fuck you.
I'm
gonna smell like beer all night now.
I smell like vape juice. That makes you feel better.
Yeah, I've spilled his vape juice before recording.
Okay, so I was like rage quitting on my freaking vape because I cleaned it all out, put a new coil in. After that, it's like, no, the ohms are too low. There's a coil in it. How are there not any ohms? How's there's no resistance?
I know.
And I just like smacked up against the table, and of course, karma has it. Freaking vape bottle just tips over and just like, it's a big freaking pool.
I'm gonna smell like beer all night now.
Yeah, I'm gonna smell like cherry and watermelon.
Yeah. Well, hey, good thing I gotta do laundry tonight anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, Ives.
Oh.
Cheers, motherfucker.
Hang on. Let me do this the safe way.
Cheers, motherfucker.
Cheers.
Take a sip.
What do? We take a sip.
Oh, that's good. What are you drinking today, buddy?
I am drinking something different. Well, not really different, but like a different taste on it.
I was about to say, not hugely different.
Not hugely different. Yeah. So, this is the Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Stout. And this is from Alltex Lexington Brewing Company.
Nice.
Yep, and they are located in... I forgot to do this.
It's probably Lexington, Kentucky.
Yeah, no.
No?
Yeah, Lexington, Kentucky.
Yeah, I figure, you know.
My bad.
Yeah.
I was thinking Lexington, like, our Lexington?
Yeah, Lexington,
Maybe?
Virginia.
No.
And then there's a Lexington in Massachusetts. There's so many Lexingtons.
Hey, what's up with that?
I know.
Such a popular name. Let's just put it in all the states.
Yeah, I think it has something to do with history. I don't know.
It's probably really important.
It's like really important shit.
So, this guy right here is a... the technical description is a stout brewed with coffee aged in oak bourbon barrels that have been used to age bourbon.
Yummy.
And then they put the stout in there and they age it in there with Haitian coffee. Ooh. Little hints of caramel and vanilla.
Nice.
So, yeah, a couple different things. You know, you got a little splash of bourbon in there and caramel notes as well.
I mean, Kentucky, bourbon, makes sense.
Yeah, so if you pour it slow, you won't really have a head. There's a little bit of foam afterlife after that, like nice little foam ring right there. Mm-hmm. Now, if you pour it in a little fast, you're going to get probably about a finger width of head right there. It's got a very nice Doc Carla, like any other stout would have. Yeah. You've got the smell right off the bat. You just smell mostly the caramel and the bourbon. You know, just like bourbon, and then little hints of coffee, of course.
Of course.
When you taste that bad boy, oh man, it's like a stout, but it's got that kick you normally have of bourbon or whiskey.
Nice.
Without the bite. You know, it's like the taste of bourbon, just without the sour mash bite, basically.
Yeah, you got the nice undertones and everything. Yeah. And
then later on, it hits you with the caramel, then it comes in with the vanilla a little bit, and then it gives you a nice hot, dry finish.
Right on.
Aftertaste and everything like that, the taste and everything. It's very foamy on the inside, not very bland or anything like that. And, and then after that, it's just, a little bit of aftertaste is like a little bit of coffee and a little bit of whiskey, basically.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I tried a sip of it earlier, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah. This has got a 8 ABV alcohol content.
Pretty good.
So if you have a 6-pack of this, I hope you have a place to stay and you don't intend to drive afterwards because you will be toasty. Toasty. You'll be like burnt toast.
Especially if you're like us. We're lightweights.
Yeah, we're lightweights. Like if I drink like a whole 6-pack with like 5.2 or something like that, like the normal rate,
yeah,
I'll be pretty spent. I'm the guy who can't finish a whole 6-pack. I'll get to the 5th beer, and then after that, I barely ever venture into the 6th one.
Yeah,
it's like, left over 1 beer. That's it.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah,
yeah.
No, for my rating, I gave this one an 8 out of 10. Man,
Right on.
Yeah, I love my stouts.
Yep.
And I love my porters. So yeah, it definitely gets the DI Brotox seal of approval.
That was a horrible seal of approval.
Do it again.
Again.
There we go. That's a little better.
Yeah, close enough.
Close enough.
Yeah.
So, what are you drinking?
Well, surprise, surprise, I'm drinking an IPA.
Wow, I am surprised.
Shocker, right?
God.
I don't drink IPAs.
No, of course not.
Yeah, I know. This is from Full Steam Brewing Company out of Durham, North Carolina. So, pretty close to, like 5 hours away. Not too bad. It is their Rocket Science IPA. It has 7% ABV, so up there with yours. Pretty good. It'll get you nice and toasty. And it's dangerous because it goes down so smooth and easy. Like, you can drink it quick. It's a pretty medium-bodied beer, not too much carbonation, so it just slides right down. When you pour it, it's got a nice clear orange color, and a pretty thick head. It gives you like a good 2-finger head if you pour it properly.
Yeah. Almost a 3-finger head.
Almost, yeah. Well, I think I might have poured it a little too fast with the 3-finger.
Yeah.
But, and the head really slowly recedes and leaves some pretty thick lacing on the glass. Really nice visual to it. When you smell it, definitely citrusy, earthy, and really good notes of floral hops. Smells great. It tastes pretty much like it smells. Citrusy, earthy, floral hops, very hoppy, very bitter. I think it has it's like a 66 IBUs, International Bitterness Units.
Nice.
Let me see if they have. Oh no, 85.
Damn.
Yeah, so that's pretty high up there
high.
on the bitterness rating.
Yeah.
But I love bitter beer. I like bitter everything. I drink my coffee
You're just
black.
a bitter person.
I'm a bitter person.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great drinking beer. Very refreshing. Definitely something I'd keep in my fridge on a regular basis. I also give this one an 8 out of 10.
Okay,
so it definitely
nice.
gets the DI Brotox seal of approval. Boom.
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 Dude.
Boom.
Boom.
Boom. So, buddy, what are we talking about today?
Well, this time we're actually going to be talking about a pretty touchy subject.
Yeah, something a little serious.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about our generation.
Yeah.
Millennials. Yeah. Dolby looks like he's got a few questions, and he's going to ask some different types of myths that we have about the millennials.
Yeah, well, they're not really questions. They're more of like things people have said about millennials, like misconceptions or stuff like that. Ives and I technically are millennials.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and define millennial real quick, though.
Okay.
Because there seems to be some confusion, and there's a good reason for that, because there's like 4 different definitions of what a millennial is. One of them says like it's a period of people born between 1977 and 1997. But what most people are talking about when they talk about millennials are people born from like the mid 80s to the mid 90s, maybe onto the late 90s. So say like 85, 86 up to 2000 or 99, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
So yeah, our generation. I was born in 92. You were born in 90?
Yep.
Yeah, 90. But yeah, millennials get a lot of flack out there.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do. People don't tend to like us too much, especially the older generation. But yeah, so let's start off with one. One common thing that I hear: millennials only care about themselves. What do you think about that?
I take a long breath on this one because it's just.
I know.
Okay, so here's how I define a millennial.
Yeah.
I feel like there are two different types of millennials out there, which I almost feel like there needs to be a separation between our generation.
Yeah.
People who were born later into the 90s, once the internet already came in and stuff like that. When they were kids,
they grew up with
the
internet technology.
You and me got to witness how fast technology went off. As soon as the internet came around, we had AOL.
Yeah.
And some of these kids who were born in like 99 and 2000, by the age, by they were the age of like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
There was already, the Web 2.0 was already out.
Oh, yeah.
We already had smartphones, iPhones, and stuff like that.
I didn't get internet until, I want to say 98. No, even later. It was like 2001 when we got our first dial-up connection.
So yeah, I had my first dial-up connection when the internet was first out back in 1997 and 1998.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the internet was out before then, but it wasn't as
it wasn't made as big or as public or anything like that. But yeah, we had AOL. You know,
I was probably like 6 or 7 when we first got internet.
Yeah. But basically, it's just all about the technological advances and everything, I believe, and then how social media became a huge thing in the mid 2000s.
Yeah.
Well, and it was like in the very early starts. It's the big ones like MySpace started off.
Yeah.
And then later on down the road, Facebook came in, then Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat and all this other stuff. And these kids who were born in the late 90s, like, 97, like 98 and 99, like I said before.
Like my sister.
By the time they came up to like 10 and they were starting to get involved with computers and stuff like that, the Web 2.0 was already coming out.
Oh, yeah.
In 2004. And so they already had like fast dial-up. They had fast speed internet connections. They already had all these social media sites. They already had iPhones, cell phones already.
Yeah, by the time my sister hit like 10 years old, she had a Facebook account and everything. Like,
when we were 10 years old, we didn't have that.
No.
I didn't even have a MySpace back then.
No.
So I feel like because how social media has changed the way society is completely, we view society as something that is a little bit different than what people who are 7 to 8 years younger than us view differently, because they grew up in the different society once it evolved with social media.
True.
We know society before social media took contact and everybody started making up, false identities and, these.
We regularly played outside, and if we wanted to hang out with our friends, we had to call them on the phone. Not the cell phone. You actually had to go to your wall where your phone was hanging and dial their number.
And you had to also make sure nobody was on the internet at the time, or else you wouldn't get a phone line out because it was being tied up.
Yeah, so I guess millennials can be kind of broken down into two separate kind of categories.
Yeah, that's the way I see it.
Yeah.
And to go back to your original question, yeah, I don't know. What was the full question again? I'm sorry.
One of the common things that I hear are that millennials only care about themselves.
That's right.
They don't really care about anyone else. They're narcissistic, and
some don't. The stereotypical one that gets a lot of media press and stuff like that, you see on Facebook and everything. Yeah, sometimes maybe they do only think of themselves, but I think most millennials do think of others.
Yeah, I do too.
I do believe most of them. I believe that's a complete myth.
Yeah, I think so let me just put it this way. There are people in every generation who only care about themselves.
Absolutely.
They're narcissistic, they're power hungry, they want everything, and they don't care who they hurt to get it. That's in every generation. As far as millennials go, I actually see more millennials getting involved in like volunteering and standing up for what they believe in, being socially active, stuff like that. Like, I see more millennials doing that, actually caring about other people than the previous generations. And I know I'm generalizing here, but it seems like the previous generations, for the most part, tend to only care about themselves. Like, they don't care who gets hurt as long as they get what they want. As far as like in the environment goes, as long as they can have their big pickup trucks or SUVs and giant houses that use all sorts of power, they're happy. But millennials tend to not like that. They see the damage that's being caused to the environment. They want to do anything they can to stop it from being destroyed for us. if you look at Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all that, yeah, you're going to see the narcissistic personality types. You're going to see all the selfies and, oh, look at me, I'm fucking gorgeous, you know? But that's kind of what those platforms are designed for. They give you a curated view on what that person's life is like. It doesn't show you the bad times. It doesn't show you what they do in their free time. It just shows you, hey, look at me, I'm here, I'm doing this thing, you know? What do you think about that? I mean, I don't feel like millennials are any more narcissistic or anything than any other generation, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that. But there are a few that just, they don't give a crap about anything either.
Yeah.
There's a large percentage that are just like, you know, just laid back. They don't really care about much at all. And they're just like, screw everybody else.
Yeah. But again, that's prevalent in every generation. And I mean, true. Usually it's, I don't really think it's a generation thing. I think it's more of an age thing. Like, the younger you are, the less you care about other people in general. Like, it's more me. But as you get older, you start to realize that the things you do affect other people, and you want to kind of try and mitigate that. I mean, look at the hippies back in the 60s, you know?
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that myself.
Yeah. And most of those people who were hippies back in the 60s grew up. And what do they do now? They're 9-to-5 corporate people.
Yeah.
So, I mean, every generation has their thing. And they usually grow out of it. But good things come out of it. I mean, with the hippie movement, you got some more social acceptance of certain things that weren't socially accepted before. With our generation, things are changing. Things change every generation, and usually for the better.
The thing with our generation, though, is that we grew up right in the middle of technological advancement to the point where everything and anything can be recorded, posted on for everyone to see.
And
Back
everything's
then,
available at our fingertips.
And pretty much at our fingertips. We have computers in our hands that are about the size of our wallets, skinnier than our wallets, lighter than our wallets. Have access to, they can do anything, have access to everything.
Yeah.
It's insane. So we're like kind of like the first generation to be born into that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Some of us before it really took off, but still.
We kind of have that instant gratification that no previous generation had.
But it's that whole technological advancement and the web, just the web in itself, being able to access any sort of information you want, what's popular and everybody else is seeing, you know, based on like funny things, controversial things, and stuff like that. Everybody can see that. It's not something you just see in a newspaper anymore.
Exactly.
Where it may not reach some people. It can reach anybody.
Yeah.
And it's such a huge thing that it's just shaped society into this new thing that no other society has had encountered yet.
Yeah, we're more connected
than ever. We're just ultimately connected to anybody. Yeah. I can reach out and I can be playing with somebody, you know, playing Call of Duty or something like that, multiplayer, some sort of multiplayer game with someone in London or Canada or Mexico or any of the other areas around the territory. It's insane. I can go and talk to people who are, you know, across the world, basically. Exactly. Thanks to the internet.
It kind of makes our world a little bit smaller, you know?
Way smaller.
Yeah. Kind of brings us closer together.
Yeah, which is good.
It is a good thing.
But there's another way to it, too. It also has introduced cyberbullying and things like that. Everyone has not only a physical agenda and reputation, they have an online reputation, which means more to some millennials than a physical agenda.
Yeah.
And
I will say that with like social media and stuff like that, people are more likely to be assholes. Because you don't have as much of that face-to-face interaction.
Right, and there's no accountability for your actions either. There's no accountability for your actions. The internet gives you the freedom to be your inner self, basically.
Yeah.
To the point where, you know, like society frowns upon you doing something like, oh, F you this and F you that and everything like that.
Let's say I'm on the internet.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, I don't do this, but as an example, let's say I'm on the internet and I see like a YouTube video. And I don't like it. I think it's kind of stupid. I just type in the little comment section, go fucking kill yourself.
Yeah.
Now, take that barrier of the screen down. Me and you, we're standing there. We're talking to each other. I don't know you.
I'm the one who posted the video. You're the one who posted the comment.
Yeah, but
and
now
you're saying
we're
it to me physically, go fuck yourself.
And now I'm saying face to face, go kill yourself.
Oh, yeah.
But what's going to happen now that that screen's not there?
Physical confrontation.
Physical confrontation, exactly.
Yeah, you can get punched in the face.
It kind of emboldens people to say and do whatever they want without consequences.
Exactly, because they can hide behind a screen and do it.
Exactly.
And they won't be able to figure out where he is because he has a username that's not his name. They don't have an address posted or anything like that.
He has a picture that's not him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all false stuff now. We have these avatars now that we can use for social media where we can get away with doing whatever we want. We can basically assume another identity that we've created and just false information about yourself.
Exactly.
You can become a different person basically on the online and do and say whatever you want to say. Now, sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes you're spreading a positive message or something like that. But most of the time, it's a lot of slander, a lot of cyberbullying. And, people you're friends with Facebook in high school and stuff like that, they could easily spread a rumor or something like that, and it instantly spreads to everyone who's located in your area.
Exactly.
It's just, I don't know, it's just an easy way for people to talk crap about another and not face the consequences like you normally do face to face.
Yeah. So, going back to the original thing that millennials only care about themselves, I don't think we care about ourselves any more than any other generation, but with the amount that we use social media and technology, those people who do only care about themselves are more obvious. You can see them easier. Like in the past, without social media, if you only cared about yourself, you could hide it. You could kind of, people wouldn't really notice. You could do little things to get ahead without people noticing. But now it's like just out there for everyone to see. Mm-hmm. So I don't think it's increasing with millennials. I think it's just more obvious. You know what I mean?
It is.
Yeah.
You're able to pick it out easily and just be like, oh, okay.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
The same thing with our 24-hour news cycle. Like we always see like all these horrible headlines of things happening all around the world, and it seems like the whole world is falling apart and everything's going to shit. But if you look at the statistics, the amount of violent crime is going way down. Like the amount of people being murdered is dropping in most places, at least in the US. I don't know about worldwide, but so yeah, all it is exposure. The amount of information that we get is almost information overload. And yeah, it can cause people to think that, oh, these people are just narcissistic assholes. Well, no, not all of them. I care very deeply about other people. If I see someone hurting, I want to help them.
Yeah.
Like, I may not be able to, but I want to.
I'll try everything I can.
Exactly. Like, if there's something in my power that I can do to help someone, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
what?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
No.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, it's okay.
Yeah,
we already discussed it.
Yeah. Okay.
So what's the next question you got?
Let's go to the other popular one.
Okay.
Millennials are lazy.
Yeah, that's a little true. I don't know.
For me, it seems more like I don't think millennials are that lazy. Sure, there are some who are lazy, but there are people in every generation who are lazy. Hold up.
Ooh,
had to burp there. Sorry. I don't know. I can't speak for everyone of my generation because I'm just me, but I work full time. I have a full-time job. And at one point, I had 2 jobs. I was working 70, 80 hours a week, busting my ass to be able to pay for my apartment.
Yeah.
And pay for bills and everything. I see more millennials working way more hours than people of previous generations. Because things have gotten way more expensive.
Yeah.
But the pay rate hasn't kept up with it.
No.
Like, your dollar does not go as far today as it did back in even the 90s and the 80s and all that. Shit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of previous generations don't realize that as well. Well, some of them do.
Some of them do.
But, it used to be the American standard. You could do blue-collar work and be able to afford a house and be able to feed your family and own a car and all this other stuff. Now,
to pay for college, you could work a minimum wage job over the summer and pay for your full semester of college.
Yeah.
You can't do that anymore.
No, things have blown up so excrementally high that the minimum wage doesn't even... you can't afford anything on $7.25 an hour.
No. And don't get me wrong, like, I'm not one of those people that advocates for a $15 minimum wage or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I do think that minimum wage jobs are just that. They're minimum wage jobs, and they're supposed to be for people who are, like, in school or, you know.
I think people misinterpret what the minimum wage actually stands for.
Yeah.
It's the most minimum wage, it's the most minimum amount a company can pay you.
Yeah.
And for now, most of these jobs that charge, do $7.25, $8.25 an hour.
Yeah.
They're high school jobs.
Yeah.
People fail to realize now, like flipping burgers and stuff like that is meant for teenagers.
Yeah.
To earn money so they can afford things like that because their parents take care of most of the stuff already.
Exactly.
They're still living under their parents' roof.
Yep.
Their insurance is taken care of,
Yep.
And cell phone bills and stuff. This is just, money to go out and go see movies with your friends or buy things.
But on the flip side, like I said, back in the 60s, 70s, 50s, whatever, your minimum wage job working over the summer could pay for your college education.
Right.
You can't do that anymore. Like, it doesn't work that way. So I do think that either the cost of education needs to come down or the pay rate does need to go up a little bit. Yes, minimum wage jobs are not meant to support a family. They're not meant to buy a house. But they are supposed to help you pay for things. And with the cost of everything going up, you'd think wages would kind of keep up with that. And I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with that. They're going to think, oh, no, it's not that bad.
No.
Look at some actual economic reports. Like, it's been proven that the cost of education, the cost of housing, the cost of everything has gone up, but our wages have not kept up with it. Yes, the average wage has gone up, but not at the same rate as everything else.
You know what? I still stay by my original statement for the question. We've grown lazy, but not too, working hard or anything like that. We'll work our butts off, man.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, is that we're lazy and trying to seek knowledge and actual facts about things we're facing right now. Because like you just said right now, it's like not many people want to have the effort to go out there, search the internet, and find the actual facts that they need.
You're right.
In order to be like, oh, okay, well, this report right here says, the economic change and everything like that, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Instead, they're just believing what they see on Facebook these days or something like that.
Okay.
And they're just going with it.
I will give you that.
They're not taking the effort to go out there and be like, let me see if this is true or not.
I will give you that people are our generation are more lazy now when it comes to actually seeking out what's true and what's not.
Yeah.
They tend to, whatever their friends say on Facebook or whatever, they tend to just kind of take it as truth.
Yeah.
And just roll with it. I will agree with you there. But usually when older generations are talking about millennials, they're talking about like work ethic and stuff like that. Let me tell you, I've worked with some great people who bust their ass every day. Even if they have no chance of or opportunity of being promoted or getting a better position at the same company, they just bust their asses because they need to make money and they want to leave a good impression. So, yeah, I mean, we can be lazy in certain ways. And again, going back to what we were talking about earlier, the internet and stuff like that has made us lazier when it comes to certain stuff. But I think overall, we're not any lazier. I mean, there's people in my generation who work hard trades. They're mechanics, they're carpenters, they're electricians. So I don't think we're any lazier than before, really.
I'm trying to picture people who are in who are millennials and just kind of seeing what they're doing right now. Kind of just trying to picture that in my head now. Because, earlier on when we were working at B-Dubs together, there were a lot of lazy people there, man. They weren't doing their job. They were trying to get away of getting off of work early or something like that.
Don't get me wrong. There are millennials who are lazy as fuck.
Yeah, they just will not go anywhere in life, basically.
They don't really care. But
I do, like, the people I surround myself with, and all my other friends that I know as well, they're doing pretty well for themselves. Yeah. Because I'm not a guy who wants to surround himself around negative people who don't make right choices. I don't like to be around that kind of stuff. It leads to problems.
You basically are who you associate with. And yeah, if you associate with lazy people who aren't going anywhere and aren't trying,
and you're okay with that,
then yeah, you're going to fall into those habits.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if you surround yourself with people who have drive, they're driven, they don't want to, in 5 years, they don't want to be in the same spot that they are now, things are going to be better.
But no, yeah, I work 2 jobs myself, just so I can have decent money, some savings and everything like that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I've definitely, I've worked my tail off. Mm-hmm. I still work my tail off with just one regular job.
Yeah.
The stuff that I do is all manual labor for the most part.
Yeah.
But the other part too is, I'm sitting around all day, but can't help that. It's slow, whatever.
You get paid.
But yeah, I don't think they're lazy.
Yeah.
They're not lazy. They're lazy in some aspects.
Yeah, in some aspects.
Like I said before, seeking out knowledge, Yeah. But they're not lazy in other aspects. I've seen a lot of people get proactive and like doing different things for the community and working 2 jobs, going to college. I mean, look at me. I'm working a full-time job and I'm a full-time college student.
Yeah.
And I'm doing a podcast.
Yeah, I'm doing a podcast. Which honestly, like, you guys only see the hour that we're on.
Yeah.
It probably takes at least 6 hours of work just to get like the ideas started, recording, editing, and everything. So
easily.
I mean, that's a whole day's worth of work right there, on top of the full-time jobs and you going to school. Yeah.
I mean, jeez.
So I mean, if anyone called you lazy, I'd just tell them to fuck off.
They have like, you've lost your concept with reality. Your judgment needs some twerking.
Yeah.
You're not right.
No.
I work my ass off.
Yeah, I mean, I work my ass off too, and guess what? I have an apartment. It's not like the fanciest place in the world, but it's a roof over my head. It's in a safe area. I don't feel like I'm in danger when I walk outside my door. I have a computer. I have all sorts of nice extra stuff that you don't need to have. But I can't afford to buy a house.
Oh.
I can't afford to buy like a nice car. Which previous generations doing pretty much the same job I'm doing now
were able to do that.
Probably could have done that. And I'm not bitter about it. I know things change, but it does frustrate me that I have to work like 50% more to get the same results as someone 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you definitely can't call me lazy. Definitely can't call you lazy. And pretty much everyone I work with, like, would not call them lazy.
Mm-mm.
And people I've associated with, like I said, we don't work just 40-hour weeks. We work 70 hours. We go to school full time while working full time. Like,
yes.
Yeah. So, definitely would not call us lazy.
No, definitely not.
Anyone who's not a millennial wants to call me lazy, leave a comment in the YouTube comments, and I'll talk to you. I'm not going to be an asshole. I'm not going to rip you off. I want to hear your opinion, but I think you're wrong.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've met some millennials who are lazy, because they're out there. But, no, I think most part, we're not lazy. At all.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what's the next question you got?
Let me see. That one kind of tied into the last one we talked about. Here we go. Millennials lack loyalty to their employer. So I guess what they're trying to say there is that, like, in the past, you would start at a company and you would stay with that company for 30 years
and then retire.
And you know what? I think they're right on that aspect. Millennials are not loyal to employers.
You're talking about the question, when you're stating this question, you're talking about just like actual work related, or are you talking about just loyal like all the way around?
I'm talking just work related, because I feel like in personal relationships, millennials are very loyal. Like, if you have a good friend, you stick with them. Like, me and you have been friends for 7 years, and we'll do anything for each other.
Yeah, 7 years. Wow.
But I feel like they kind of hit the nail on the head with this one, though. I've never really felt loyalty to any job I've had. I've enjoyed certain jobs, but if a better opportunity comes up in another job and I don't see myself moving up in the current job, I'm going to leave. I'm going to take the better job.
So would you label us more as, instead of loyalists, to be more like of opportunists?
Yeah, we're more opportunists. Like, there are less chances for promotion nowadays inside companies than before.
Right.
Like, so the old path was, you
work a job, you work your way up.
Yeah, you start at the ground floor and you kind of work your way up and all that.
you build seniority and loyalty
Yeah.
within the company, and then you retire, and then you get a nice pension from them for doing all your work, contributing to that company. Nowadays, though, when we were talking about the previous question, how we're having to work multiple jobs, we're opportunists now because the way the economy is and just how inflation's gone up, but the prices haven't. We're opportunists now.
Yeah.
If we find a job that's going to give us more money,
We're going to take it.
we're going to take it.
Yeah.
It means less stress on us.
Yep.
Be able to afford more things in our life, and maybe even to the point where we could probably afford a house.
Yeah.
Or be able to fully pay off a car, or
Exactly.
being debt free, or something like that.
See, here's my thing. If I get into a job and there are opportunities to advance in that job, and I see myself moving towards those advancements, I'm going to stick around. You know? But there are less positions with opportunities for advancements and more people competing for those spots. So it makes it kind of hard to stay at a job and be the fucking bitch boy who takes out the trash and gets coffee for the boss when company B over here is like, hey, we'll put you in this better position and pay you this much more than you're already making. Yeah, I'm going to leave that job. I'm not going to stick around. I don't feel loyal to a company. Now, I've had some bosses who were amazing people, and I loved them to death, and I felt loyal to them, but again, better opportunities come along, and I'm sorry, as much as I love working with you, I have to go with the money. So yeah, I kind of think they hit the nail on the head with that one. Plus corporate America isn't the same as it used to be back then as well either, because there are a lot of new practices and limitations and restrictions now. There are a lot more like guidelines you have to go by that make things super hard for you to stay in a company. Yeah. And so, I see the new norm now is the reason you quit a job is either because an opportunity faces it or the management. Yeah. It's always the management. It's never the company. No, it's always the management. Yeah, it's usually the management. It's almost never the company.
Yeah, the company I work for right now, I'm actually pretty loyal to. Yeah. But I hate to say it, as much as I love to continue working for this company, if a better opportunity presents itself, especially once I get my degree, I'm going to have to take it. Oh, yeah. It's been fun, but I'm a greedy man. I'm a greedy son of a bitch, man. I want to make some money. I won't stop till I make six figures.
Exactly. I do think also another thing that contributes to this. Okay, so in the past, what people's life plan was generally, go to school, get into a entry-level position at some corporation, work your way up the ladder, buy a nice house with the white picket fence, have 2.5 kids, all that stuff, and settle down and live your life and raise kids and all that. People's priorities have changed. Yes. There are still people who want that life. They want that stable, comfortable, let's have a family and settle down and stay in this area and never leave. There are people who still want that. But I think more millennials value mobility. They want to travel. They want to experience things. They don't want to settle down to one spot. I know me personally, I don't plan on ever buying a house. I don't ever plan on staying in one area more than a few years, you know?
See, I still follow that staple of like, I want to own a house. Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Own a house, have a family, 2.5 kids, all that good trash. Exactly. But, that might change for me because, once again, I'll go back to the internet, man. Because we have this vast, huge database of resources that we can easily access and learn anything we want to about. Anything.
And there's so many jobs that you can do that pay well that you can do from anywhere with an internet connection.
Exactly.
You don't have to be tied down to an office.
The way I see it is our generation compared to other generations without the internet and all the technological advances that we have is people with their eyes closed and just following one tunnel, like tunnel vision, to people who have different routes. Because of a technological advancement. Exactly. It's like, well, I could do this, but I just researched this online where I could do this sort of job. Exactly. And you had no idea about that because, you didn't have the internet at the time. You're just like, okay, I'm just going to do what's around me. Exactly. And that's okay. And the internet has opened up the world, made us smaller, realized that there's like, dude, I would love to be an English teacher in Japan or in my permanent visa over there. Yeah.
Like, position permanence is not something that's valued as much anymore. No. Like, with the lifestyle that I want, working a 9-to-5 job at a corporation where I'm in the same area for the rest of my life doesn't work.
That sounds boring.
It sounds terrible.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. I want to travel. I want to experience things. I want to see what the world has to offer with my own eyes. I don't want to just watch it on National Geographic. I want to actually go and see that shit. And having a full-time job and only getting 2 weeks out of the year to go travel or whatever, it doesn't cut it. It doesn't cut it for me. It doesn't cut it for a lot of millennials. A lot of millennials are, they want to travel. They want to see the world. Because we have all this information in our computers, in our phones, we see everything around the world. Like, I can look at pictures of Machu Picchu, the Taj Mahal in India, like the mountains in Sweden, and I want to go there. I want to see it for myself. I want to take my own pictures. You didn't always have that in previous generations. Like, you knew that stuff was out there, but it didn't really have a big impact on your life. But nowadays, it's just like, man, there's a whole world out there that I want to experience, and I can't do it 2 weeks out of the year.
Yeah.
So
thanks.
I think that contributes to not being loyal to a company,
Yeah, I think that's only a lot of people our age, and I know sure a lot of our viewers as well, too. They really want to be just like, I don't want to have any ties to anything. I just want to travel the world and experience different cultures and stuff like that now.
And I mean, if you want to settle down and have the 2.5 kids with a white picket fence, there's nothing wrong with that. Oh. If that makes you happy, go for it. It just doesn't make a lot of people as happy as it used to. Because, I mean, societally, it used to be like, if you had the nice house in the suburbs, you made it.
Yeah.
You were good. You're a well-respected member of the community.
Absolutely.
Nowadays, it's just kind of like, that's kind of boring.
That's great and all, but, no.
Yeah. I mean, let me tell you, my mom, she just bought a house, and she loves it. She's got her husband, she has her kids and all that, and she enjoys that life. And that's great. I don't want the same life as her.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to be able to go around and do things, which is why I don't mind working quote unquote menial jobs like bartending and waiting tables and stuff like that, because it's simply a step to my next travel. I work to travel. I don't work to, have 2 weeks out of the year where I can go to the beach and sip a Mai Tai. But yeah, so I think it's definitely true that millennials aren't loyal to their employer at all.
No.
There might be some who work at an awesome company and they'll stay there until the day they die, and that's great.
Yeah.
But I think in general, we are opportunists. We go where the money is and where we see more opportunity to make more and have a better life.
So we can do more things.
Exactly.
Not just potentially settle down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next question.
Okay. So there's a common thing that says millennials can't take criticism.
Nope.
No?
Maybe. Here's the thing. It's another division thing of the whole millennial race. Generation. Excuse me.
Yeah, I was going to say, not really race.
It's not a race, guys. Jeez.
Yeah.
Some do. And others don't.
Yeah.
I feel like this is just another way, kind of like how everybody was crapping on the hippies back in the 60s, man.
Yeah.
It's just a different part of your generation.
Sure.
And it's, everybody's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have a couple of people, who don't take criticism very well.
True.
And it's, once again, because of the internet, social media.
Yeah.
They won't take criticism very well, and they'll say whatever they want to say on there without any regret or consequence.
Yeah.
But there are some that do take criticism very well, because we're more open to other people's opinions than one to believe, I believe.
Yeah. I will say that there is a large group of millennials who they have their idea in their head of what's right, what's wrong, what's correct. And if you say anything that doesn't line up with what they believe, they're going to immediately shut you out. They're going to call you, I don't know, they're going to call you racist. They're going to call you crazy, stupid, whatever. There is a group that if it's their way or the highway, and they're not going to listen to you no matter what. But I believe that most millennials are open to discussion. It's like, for me, like, I have my ideas of what's right, what's wrong, what I believe in. If you don't agree with me, I'm okay with that. I want to have a discussion. I want to talk about it. I want to see your point of view, but I also want you to listen to my point of view. So, I mean, I know for me, I can take criticism. I might not always agree with it, but I'm not going to freak out on you. But I do think there are a lot of millennials who do. They can't take criticism. They think they're right no matter what. And that is not good. It's not a good thing. We need to be open. We need to
be more accepting of people's differences.
Yeah.
And that's basically the basis of it all.
Yeah.
It's just that everyone should be the same and agree with the way I think.
And that would be a boring ass world.
And yes, that does go back to people being selfish, with their own opinions and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel that, just the way people are acting, the way they've grown up, their upbringing and things like that, and things they're surrounded by, yes, it sometimes doesn't make them more open to other people's opinions, which is sad.
It is.
People, it's like, I feel like sometimes people forget that we're not all the same.
No,
this is not like the idealist idea of being a communist nation. Yeah. Where everybody owns the same thing and all has the same opinion and all this other stuff. And I know that's not the general basis of a communist thing, but it's based off of that sort of like everybody owns the exact same shit. Everybody's all gray.
Yeah.
There aren't different shades. Everybody's the same freaking, shade of gray basically.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are certain things that I think are not debatable. Mm-hmm. Like, recently with the whole Charlottesville thing and all that, with the white supremacists, I don't think white supremacy is debatable. Like, if you come up to me and say that, white people, us, are the superior race and people of color are inferior to us and should be, I don't know, sent back to their
wherever
country,
they came from.
That's not debatable to me. That is just straight up bullshit.
Yeah.
And if you say that to me, I'm not going to have a discussion with you. Mm-hmm. Unless you actually want to hear what I have to say about that.
Yeah, but that's like the new norm these days. Like, someone will state an opinion, and you kind of just instantly shut them out. It's like, okay,
yeah,
I've judged you now. I've come to a conclusion to the point where you have this rationale thought where you're just like, this is my opinion. I'm sticking with it. I don't have any. You automatically know from their body language, the way they say it, and the way they state it, is that they're not going to want to change their mind over it. And you've come to that conclusion to someone who you and me are open-minded to anybody's opinions.
Yeah.
But when you hear it stated just like that, it's like, this is a fact because I said it.
Exactly.
I'm like, that's a closed-mind person that does not want to accept other people's ideas and differences. And they're just going to be like, okay, this is my idea. I'm going to live in my little fantasy world where I think it's true.
Yeah, once you get to that point, then I'm not going to have a discussion with you.
Yeah.
Unless you legitimately want to have a discussion.
And if you pursue, like, why do you... It's always... I find a lot more respect in people when they ask, why do you think that way?
Yeah. That's perfectly great.
What made you think that way and, and things like that. And it's not because to offend you or anything like that, because, like, I want to... I want to change you over to my side, like, something like that.
I just want to know why.
Yeah. It's like, what's your opinion on the whole thing?
Exactly.
I will take your opinion in, and I'll be like, okay, there's maybe a couple things that I didn't think about before, that you might have a valid point about.
I mean, there's plenty of things that I used to think that I don't think anymore because someone made a valid point showing that the way I thought was wrong. Mm-hmm. Or maybe not wrong, but just misguided, But yeah, I mean, I think it's really important to be able to keep dialogue open and not shut people out. Even people who are, like, diametrically opposed to you. Like, if someone is on the complete opposite spectrum, you should still have a conversation with them. As long as they're willing to have a conversation. Now, if all they're doing is just saying what they think and not listening to you, then the conversation's over. But I really think that our generation needs to be more open to listening to other people. And when I say listening, I don't necessarily mean automatically agreeing with them, but listen to their point of view, get a better understanding of where they're coming from, and then you'll be better equipped to talk to them. And that just doesn't seem to happen as much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to bring religion into this, but you're atheist.
Yeah, I am.
I still have my Christian foundation.
Yeah.
I don't go to church.
No.
I believe in a higher being and everything like that. I believe in some versions of, like some different passages of the Bible and everything, like be a better person. But I don't believe in a congregation.
Yeah.
You accept the fact that I have my different types of religious faith, and I accept yours.
Yeah, and we're
Same
best
thing with
friends.
sexual orientation, or what kind of music we like, or what kind of cars we like to drive, and things like that. I'm openly accepted to them. I don't necessarily agree with you.
Yeah.
But I accept it.
Yeah, like it's okay that we disagree.
Yeah.
We can have conversations about it, and we're still friends at the end of the day.
We are. My head hasn't exploded because I can't accept the fact that you like alternative more than techno.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like rock and roll more than techno. Guess what? We're still friends.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's great. I don't care.
I don't believe in a higher power. You do. Guess what? We're still friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe that... Never mind. I'm not going to go there.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm like that with everybody.
Yeah.
If you've got an opinion or, excuse me. The other thing too is that, if you have, if you're black or you have a different type of religion or something like that, I'm open to you.
Yeah.
All right. I use a blank slate on everybody.
Yeah.
It is your characteristics and body language.
Exactly.
That is how I identify you as.
Mm-hmm.
Either, this is someone I want to be around with, or I will accept them for who they are. Or this is someone who's become a shut-in case, basically, and is closed-minded, and he is an invalid to me, basically. And I do not want to be around people like that, because it only breeds more of the same thing.
Exactly.
I don't want to consort, what's the word I'm trying for it? Like, be okay with that.
Yeah.
Be okay with that sort of thinking.
Yeah. Now, let me tell you, I work with some people. Okay, so I work in the automotive industry, which is pretty conservative. Most people who work in the automotive industry are pretty conservative.
Yeah, I can see that.
At least here on the East Coast in our area.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm fairly liberal. I'm not a Democrat, but I'm pretty freaking liberal when it comes to most things. And the people I work with, I've heard one of them say, he was kind of joking, but I don't find it funny. He said, the only good liberal is a dead one. I'm not going to have a conversation with that guy.
Because he wishes death to people who have a different opinion from him?
That kind of person, he's not open to conversation. All he has his idea of what's right, and anything else is just wrong. He doesn't want to have a conversation. I've told him I don't find that funny. He now knows that I'm a liberal, and he doesn't talk about it as much anymore. He does still bring up politics, and my response to him whenever he does is, do you actually want to have a conversation, or do you just want to state what your opinion is?
Again.
Yeah, exactly. And that usually shuts off the discussion right there. If he wants to have a conversation, I'm all for it. Cool. I will talk with him. But when one of the first things he's ever said to me was the only good liberal is a dead one, within the first day of meeting him, first couple hours of meeting him, that came up. My opinion of you has gone down. I don't wish death on anyone. I don't care who you are. I don't wish death on anyone.
No.
I guess maybe if you do some heinous, horrible crime, maybe.
And you don't see your wrongs.
Yeah.
You don't see the wrongness you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. If there's no chance of you being rehabilitated, then maybe. But
if you're too far gone.
Yeah, you're too far gone at that point. But I don't wish death on anyone. I don't say the only good conservative is the dead one. Most of my family is conservative. A lot of the people I associate with are conservative. I'm kind of the odd man out in most circles when it comes to politics. I don't wish them ill. I don't wish them death. I don't wish them to get hurt. But I want to have a conversation with them, Yeah. So I guess going back to the original question of millennials can't take criticism, I can't speak for all millennials. I know a lot can't, and they get super offended when you don't agree with them. But I know me personally, I can. Yeah. I'll listen to you. I'll hear your opinion. I'll take that into consideration. Doesn't mean I'll always agree with you, but I'm okay with listening.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like how I come up to some members' cars and they have a Cadillac or I know a car that's really not reliable, yet they're still trying to keep it alive. I'm just it's a really bad choice, but I don't care.
Yeah, whatever.
It's your choice. You like it for what you like it for, and I'm going to respect that, and I'll help you out as much as I can.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
why'd you buy a Cadillac?
Exactly.
Cadillacs are horrible.
Yeah, they're really not that great, and they cost too much to maintain. I guess some people don't really care, though.
Or why did you buy a Ford sedan?
Yeah. It's like, why would you do that to yourself?
Why did you buy domestic?
Yeah, really. Yeah, domestic cars are garbage.
Such garbage.
I do like domestic trucks, but not cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've come to the conclusion that domestic trucks are best.
Yep.
Anything else that's domestic?
Yeah.
Unless it's, it's like a supercar, like a Dodge Challenger Hellcat.
Oh, the Hellcat?
Fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, when Americans kind of like they go all out and they do all performance stuff and stuff like that, I can respect that. I'm like, okay, you have some good choice. You have some good taste there.
Yeah.
When you just buy something bland like a Mitsubishi or something like that, yes, I am judging you very hard.
Hardcore judging.
Yeah, it's just it's just something like that. It's just like, you've made those choices. I'll still listen to what you want to have to say.
Yeah.
But
might
not a
agree with you.
Mitsubishi, man.
Sorry, fly buzzing around my head.
Oh, gotcha.
But yeah, I mean, just going back to the main topic of our entire show, there's a lot of misconceptions about millennials. There's a lot of straw man arguments thrown out there about them. Millennials aren't as bad as most people think. No. I mean, sure, there's going to be bad apples in every group, but guess what? There's bad apples in the Gen Xers and the baby boomers. It's going to happen. Oh, one other thing we didn't touch on when it comes to millennials being lazy and self-entitled and all that. Who makes up the majority of the military right now?
Millennials.
Exactly. Millennials are the people taking up guns and going to fight the wars. Like, if that's lazy and entitled, I don't know. Like, if you go to any military base, 90% of the people you see are going to be in their teens, early 20s, up to mid-20s. Like, all millennials across the board. They're not lazy. They're not entitled. They're not... Yeah. I mean, well, there are some lazy military members, but... But yeah.
Excuse me.
You're good.
Bottom line for the millennial race, or I keep saying race. Why do I keep saying
generation?
That? Generation.
Yeah.
Generation, not race. Gotcha. So my bottom line for the millennial generation is we're different.
Yeah.
We're different than any other person because of social media and things like that.
Yeah,
it's definitely
technology.
changed how we represent ourselves.
Yeah.
But it also has changed the way society acts and what's accepting and what's not.
Yeah. It has
and
changed society.
How we should, be more courteous to people, show them the respect they deserve, as right off the bat. But then, judge them on, we don't judge them as much on their character or, character and body language and things like that, or their actions.
Yeah.
I feel like we are very, what's the word I'm looking for? We are very fortunate that we have the internet at our hands. That's what I was trying to say.
I can go onto Google and look up anything in 5 seconds.
We have the world at our hands, basically. A vast world of knowledge that we could pretty much learn anything. Now, I'm not saying learn everything on the internet. That's impossible.
Yeah. And there's some bad information on the internet.
There is. But the thing is, though, is that we use social media to falsify ourselves. Make ourselves higher than what we really are and make ourselves a false identity.
It's like a curated version of who we are.
Correct.
Yeah.
We also still have a control of what we see on the internet as well.
Yeah.
But sometimes things are, we want to watch the most popular thing on what's trending.
Yeah.
And things like that. And then we go off of that basis. You don't have an open mind. But we do work hard for what we want.
Yeah. Definitely work hard.
Not a lot of us, are like one-mindedness and everything like that. We're very open because of the internet.
Yeah.
We see that there's a bigger world out there than just our little town.
Exactly.
And what we're being force-fed. We have the option to go out there and find what we want to believe in because of the internet, because we have all the information we need at our fingertips. That's what I'm trying to get to.
We don't have to rely on our parents, our preachers, the authority figures around us.
So it's kind of like we're kind of been released free.
Yeah.
And be able to give the choice of what we want to believe in.
Would you say we are woke?
We are woke.
I hate that word.
I actually coined the term perfectly this time. We are woke because we have the information that we need or want to believe, and yeah, that's pretty much what I think.
I mean, nowadays, being ignorant to a subject, it used to be if you didn't know about something, it wasn't really your fault because the information wasn't there. Nowadays, if you're ignorant to a subject, it's kind of your own damn fault because you can just find all that information at your fingertips.
Yeah.
Just about everyone has a smartphone. You can find out anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All on this little device.
Exactly.
Right here.
Yep.
I want to find out what's the population of Richmond or something like that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
Right here. Mm-hmm. Internet. Great. Wonderful.
Exactly.
Don't be ignorant.
What happened at Gettysburg? Like, you know. Yeah. I mean, probably should have learned that at school, but I'm just saying, like, if you don't know something, you have no excuse not to gas. You have no excuse not to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no excuse for, I don't know because I don't have the information for you. You have it right now.
Exactly.
You have it in your pocket at all times.
Yep.
So.
But anyway, going back to the original point, millennials don't suck as much as people think they do.
No, they don't.
Do they suck sometimes? Absolutely. But every generation sucks sometimes.
Yeah. We have our goods and our bads.
Exactly. Every generation has the good stuff and bad stuff. We all have stuff to learn from each other. Millennials are no worse than any other generation, in my opinion. I may be biased because I am a millennial. So are you. But
yeah, we're just magnified even more because of the internet.
Yeah.
And, you know, just
it
these different acts that the bad ones.
Yeah.
And it just gets spread out like crazy.
Exactly. Like all it does, all the internet, well, not all, but a lot of what the internet does is just shows the bad side of things. It shows the worst in people. It's no worse than it's been in the past. It's just more obvious now.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. Exactly. So, anyway, buddy, I think
that pretty much wraps it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else you want to talk about, or
no? Not really. Just thank you once again for everybody who decided, wanted to listen this long. We thank you very much, especially on a more touchier subject than what we're used to.
Yeah. We usually keep it light in here.
Yeah. But we decided if you guys have been listening to us this long after 15 episodes, we figured we'd go ahead and get into something a little more serious now.
Yeah.
You've known us.
Exactly.
You know what our likes are by now.
Yep.
So.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, once again, thank you for listening to the podcast again. And I guess we'll see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks again for tuning in. Remember, we release a new episode every week on Monday morning around 6 a.m.
You can listen to us on iTunes, Stitcher, and YouTube by searching for DI Bro Talk. Please subscribe to us on your platform of choice and leave us a rating if you would. It helps spread the word about the show. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at DI Bro Talk. Check out our website by going to www.dibrotalk.com. From there, you can enter your email at the bottom of the page and have all new episodes delivered straight to your inbox. If you have any comments or questions, shoot us an email at dibrotalk@gmail.com.
And until next time, we will see you later.
Later.